It took Rolex 13 years to release a brand new model. Was it worth the wait? This is my hands-on review of the Rolex Land-Dweller. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Roman Sharf. I've been in the watch business for over 20 years, here to share some expertise, opinions, and show you some watches. So, introduced this year, 2025. It's been 13 years since the Sky-Dweller. You can accomplish a thing or two in 13 years. That results in 18 patents, 16 of which are part of its new movement. Two models, 36mm, 40mm. You have stainless steel, you have rose gold, and you also have platinum. Today, we're looking at the 40mm in rose gold. Some usual things here: 40mm diameter, 12mm thickness, ever rose gold, as I mentioned earlier, white honeycomb dial with applying fine lines, chromolite lume markers, and obviously I'm going to talk about the new caliber 7135. This is Rolex's first use of 5 Hz movement. New dynamo pulse escapement. This is highly resistant to magnetism and more efficient, all while maintaining a 66-hour power reserve. When we think of innovation, when we think of high horology, when we think of things that are completely brand new to the watch world, we certainly don't think of Rolex. We usually think of independent watch brands. So the fact that they gave us a much more efficient movement first tells me they're going to continue using this movement going forward, but also shows me a step in a direction where Rolex is realizing that, hey, now they've stepped into an arena where they're realizing they have to step up their game. This is a big step forward from Rolex. Perhaps it's a preview of what's to come. The launch of the flat Jubilee bracelet, integrated slimmer profile. The chromolite lume markers redesigned to expose more of the lume, making this watch more legible. Overall, a slimmer profile. It's the perfect size. In fact, I wish they would do the same thing across some other models. If you look at their day dates, especially those with fancy dials, stone dials, right? They're all in 36mm. And I always said to myself, I wish they did it in 41 and in 36. Well, here they answer my prayers. They're doing this watch in a 36mm as well as a 40mm. So whether it's 40 or 41, it's fine. It reminds you of a lot of things. And oh, look, they just remade the oyster quartz, right? Which it does have oyster quartz vibes. The honeycomb dial is subtle. You look at this watch from afar, you say, oh, this is a white, creamy, light dial. So the honeycomb dial is not very overwhelming. Now, as far as the lume that I mentioned earlier, the key difference is that the lume is now open on both sides rather than being enclosed. It's actually one of the patents that they put into this watch. Again, I like to feel my watches first and foremost. I also like to pull the crown out and I like to wind the watch. This thing winds extremely, extremely smoothly. As far as durability is concerned, I mean, this is rose gold. It's going to get scratched. This will get hairlines on it by setting your hand down on the table, but then what do you expect from a gold watch? This is something that bothers you. There's no watch or Rolex out there for you, I'll tell you that much. And I look at how the bracelet hugs my wrist and I see the comfort level when it comes to that. I also look at the weight. This watch is very well balanced. It's not too heavy, but it's also not too light for a gold watch. Literally flattening out the Jubilee bracelet and making the Land-Dweller bracelet really does nothing in terms of changes to comfort. The original Jubilee bracelet is just as comfortable as this one. And the type of buyer that's gonna go after this, probably since this watch has come out, we started slowly but surely getting these in, the type of people that want the latest and the greatest. It's definitely up there when it comes to impulse buying, but it's also up there because it's a new model. They managed to get it to a point where people tend to differentiate Rolex's casual, sporty versus dress by metal. In this particular case, your rose gold would be your watch you wear with a tuxedo, and the steel would be the one you would wear a pair of jeans. But in terms of competition, I'll pick a Royal Oak and rose gold automatic versus this watch every single time. Now, if you look at the retail price, then, oh my God, feels like a much better value because the retail price is damn near double, if not more, than that of Rolex. MSRP on this watch is $47,000, but if you look at the secondary pricing, well, this thing is out there for 75 grand today. So, you know, it becomes comparable with that of a rose gold Royal Oak. A brand new model comes out, it comes out of the gate high because the demand is very, very high. Eventually enough pieces make it onto the market and the prices tend to stabilize and tend to go down. Should be the case with this. The only question is, how will the new tariffs affect that secondary market price? Because if before, as a gray market dealer, I'm able to, go call my Hong Kong office, tell my girls, hey, I need you to go find me 5 of these. Let's import them in and pay 3.5% or 4% customs fees, which we normally used to pay when we import stuff in. Now I'm looking at a 40% import. It limits me to my local market. I think the combination of unavailability outside of the US market for us US dealers in particular may keep those prices up. I'm not telling you that they will. What I've seen is them come down anywhere from 10 to 20%. From a collector's perspective, somebody that collects Rolexes and holds them long term, it is definitely a buy. As far as those that want to buy it, wear it for a little bit, flip out, and see if you can make some money, if you can get it at retail, of course, buy it and sell it right away, take your profit. But for the most part, I tell everybody the same thing. Watches are not an investment. They're an expensive toy. So I'm gonna end this with the usual. Hopefully I provided some information for those that may have not known some of it, because the whole goal of this video is to provide a little bit of value. But I also ask for you guys to interact back and comment on this video and let me know. That's how I get value out of my viewers. And I do listen to your feedback, because your feedback is what's most important. Comment, like, share, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I'll see you in the next one.